up, punters and dribblers? Welcome back to another episode of About Even. It is the number one betting show on planet Earth. There is no dispute. We're brought to you by good friends at Ned's. Shout out to Ned's. Great friends of the show. Great supporters of the show. Join our little private punting group on the Ned's app. It's called About Even. The secret passcode is dribblers. We'll see you in there. See you in there for a cup of tea. Come on down.
That was really cheesy. That was really cheesy.
It was intended to be so, Edward. Please
and it
don't.
was.
Now we're good.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, if that's what you want, if that's what you intended, you nailed it, mate.
Listen, I haven't introduced you yet, so you
should be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself, mate.
Round 19 of the NRL. It comes around quick these days. They grow up fast. UFC 290. Unit Scoopers, 10 to 10,000. We got Randos Bet of the Week, also his Hot Boys. Our Lippy Dribbler is a friend of the show, Nick Hudson. Nick of saved me during COVID fame by getting me a job selling sanitizer. So welcome.
You owe him a great debt then.
I do owe him a great debt. I actually do owe him a great debt because I would have been fucked.
Have you repaid that debt?
Probably not, dude. I didn't sell much sanitizer. I'm not going to lie to you.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
I didn't sell much.
No, you didn't.
I basically just hung around. Yeah. And like, you know, me and Josh.
Well, I think like in your own home, you were just master of lols.
That's it. I was me and Josh were just trying to bring the vibes to the office, while the guys who actually had
while they burnt cash.
And also at the time, Tom and I were doing some contract work for some company that was around betting or something, and had to write a newsletter. And that was Tom's one job. I did probably 90% of all the other content jobs. Tom's job was to write one fucking newsletter, like real basic shit. And he just copy pasted on the Premier League, copy pasted something from 10 years ago, thinking it was the.
And then you send it off, and they were like,
"Yeah, they're like, they published it," and it's only when the comments are like, "Why?" Like.
They published it. Oh my god, as an EDM.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Dude, that was saying Seb's like, what the fuck's this? I'm like, why is it so hard to find EPL information out there? Which it obviously isn't.
Of course it isn't, mate. You would have had to go back how many pages?
It wasn't EPL.
Were you trying to avoid?
No, he would have just typed in the like team versus team.
It wasn't EPL. It was some European fucking weird league.
It was fucking like, it was meant to be a broad thing, soccer, and it was like you basically copy pasted something, and you could find the article, and it's like 23rd of April 2013 or something. Like,
yeah. Look, sorry about that. All right,
and he just ripped it.
Just ripped it. I was fucking, listen, it was tough. It was COVID. It was a bad time, dude. I'm selling sanitizer, for fuck's sake. Anyway, let's move on from me. Shout out to Hudson for saving my life.
And now we know why he didn't sell any sanitizer.
Well, it's certainly got an insight. Hudson didn't know I was also moonlighting as a gambling fucking, EDM writer either. So.
I think that's pretty generous saying you're moonlighting.
Very generous. Edward?
Listen, there's some changes, punters and dribblers. Not big changes, just a big change. Sebbo in the red. We said it was coming. Woo! There's something on the wind.
Yeah.
There is something on the wind. Sebbo, that you're almost like the guy in Cliffhanger, that chick who falls at the start.
Yeah, maybe. Like, I was thinking
Except
about
I'm not
that.
holding
I
on
am slipping. There's no denying that. But I love a comeback. Back in the day, FIFA, Tom would get out to a lead 4-2. Who wins 5-4? Me.
Yeah. You're getting it twisted, mate. You're not coming from behind. You're still winning. You're losing.
Yeah, I know, but you might overtake me the next couple of weeks, and then I'll jump back. You know what I mean?
So you're planning on going behind?
I'm not planning on going behind.
Well, it sounds like you are.
But I can see Eddie in the rear vision mirror now, and that motivates me. That motivates me. Yeah.
I remember you saying similar stuff last week. I just think you're on a slide.
Yeah, I'm definitely on a dip.
You're on one of the great slides all time.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that.
How many units did he get out?
Like
30
16?
up? 30, 40 units up?
40 units, easy.
20.
No. It was about 30.
This doesn't even have to be a check the tapes. This is check the tiles. Check the tiles on Instagram.
Yeah, check the tiles, easy. It was about at least 30 units, if not more. And it's back to 8, less than 8.
Yep.
Back to less than 8. Sebbo, back to minus 2.19.
Yep. Negative for the first time this season.
I'm minus 10. Tom minus 36 and the Lippy minus 61.
The Lippies. There's a stat around the Lippies bets, isn't there, Edward?
There is a stat around the Lippies bets. I've got it in my notes, Tom. Thank you very much for reminding me. The Lippy has now lost 32 games of rugby league in a row.
Is that more than you?
No, I got 43.
No, but they've showed no signs of getting one right. They've got one in the last 60 bets, the Lippies. Fucking awful.
It's just everyone talks so much shit.
They talk so much shit. Give me an opportunity. Give me a chance to prove myself. awful.
Yep.
Just really bad. The Lippies, 12 from 166 bets.
It's not that hard.
7.2% they're getting. Just awful. Like, Tom's been appalling, and he's going at almost 13%. It's just staggering. Absolutely staggering. We had a bad week, gentlemen. We triple staked a couple of things, and they didn't come off.
Yeah.
That's the game we're in.
Yep.
I won the week minus 1.64. Okay, nothing crazy. Tom minus 5.12. Lippy minus 5.71. And Sebbo last week. I feel like you get last every week, mate.
Yeah, you are. Dude. I
Minus
can't wait
6.
for that belt to move over way. It's been in front of you the whole fucking season.
It has, and it's about time you fucking handed it over, bruh. Sharks defeated the Dragons 52-16. Jesse Ramey refused to score a second try for me. Very annoying.
I also needed Kennedy and Talakai to score one more each. It was always bold from me, and that's probably why I was paying $42. But Sebbo?
Yeah, I got a bang on Mulatalo and Nicaragua. I believe they both scored 2, which is annoying because that would have been a really good bet. But I'll take what I can get. In hindsight, a few games this weekend, if you think a mauling's coming, like, just load up, especially on outside backs. I didn't put that into my philosophy last week. I picked a couple. You know what I mean?
Yep, you fucked up. We move on.
Rabbitohs 28 defeats the Warriors 6. Listen, Tom and I were trying to
Oliver Twist ourselves.
And sometimes Oliver Twist is told to get fucked.
Well, listen, Oliver Twist, I can't even remember how that movie goes. I know he's an orphan. I know he wants more, but then, like, life gets better for him, right?
Does it?
I don't even.
Or
I just remember the porridge scene, and that's it. Like,
but does life get better for him, or is this how Oliver Twist turns out?
Does
He
he
wants
find-
more, and then he gets
Can I be honest with you? I've never seen it. I don't know what became of it.
I think it was one of those ones at school and in primary school you like pretend that you've seen it because you're like, oh, everyone must have seen it. It's
And like, it was
oh,
always the school
have
play
you-
or some shit, you know?
Do you have any idea what became of Oliver Twist?
All I know
I
is
couldn't be. I'm not even sure he died or not.
That's what I'm trying to work out.
I don't even know what the story
He might have been mutilated, chopped up, and thrown in a river. For all I know.
Well, let's hope he wasn't. But Dave, do we know what happened to Oliver Twist? Okay, well, so this is obviously then this is fan fiction if Oliver Twist goes dark.
Right.
Than it was.
And so he's a
an
rich
orphan.
boy who has an inheritance and he gets out, I guess, of the orphanage. Does he take all the orphans with him or anything? Is he a man of the people?
Does he say fuck the lot of ya and goes to move into his mansion?
Okay, right. Well,
Okay.
this is the reverse of Oliver Twist. This is if he stays in the orphan, doesn't inherit shit, and life's tough forever.
But I thought I was over. DW's head did get over, but obviously it was a little knock on.
I know, that was annoying. That was
Little baby
annoying.
knock on.
Yeah.
Little baby
Yeah.
dick knock on, which meant that no one got up.
No one got up. Panthers 34 to defeat the Storm 16. Listen, I feel like we all had an opinion on this game that didn't come true, and that was that Storm would win. A lot of red on the page. In fact, all red.
All red.
Just too much red for my liking, punters and dribblers. Raiders 26 defeat the Titans 22.
Bad beat
Brimo.
City. Bad beat City.
Brimo not in the mood.
He got close, a few little like inside balls to him and stuff. He just kept getting like half a metre short.
I'm picking some good legs at the moment. Hopper Fafita was done in like the first 15 minutes, and I was like, great, just need a Brimo. This is fucking easy.
Yeah.
He's gonna. Then I was like, you know, and you obviously you look back on a failed bet and you go like, you make sense of it however you want, even though. And I was like, maybe he was playing like within himself, like I just got to get through this game and then I'm playing Origin. Like I don't want to get injured.
Yep.
But then if he scores tries, you go, of course he's going to rip because he wants to play Origin.
I thought he would like try step up because I didn't know if Ponga might unretire himself or whatever.
Ponga
so I was like, maybe he steps up, scores a couple tries, makes it undeniable.
But maybe he just didn't want to fucking injure
now
himself.
your theory works. Makes sense.
Or maybe he just didn't score. You know
That's
what
also
I mean?
a good point.
Cowboys absolutely humped the Tigers 74-0. Some of us saw this coming. Really smart,
Really smart.
intuitive,
Eyes up punting.
punters.
Yeah.
Like Tom and myself.
Guys who aren't on the slide.
Well, guys that get rugby league football.
Just know they're premiership favourites. That's what you guys know deep
Shut
down,
up,
mate.
Randos.
Fucking always
we haven't
on.
thrown to you yet, mate.
We are on.
Tuolangi Hattie, listen, in the first half I thought, fucking hell, I've cooked this here. And then he just got going. Too quickly, I believe, at one point, which really saved me. But Tom had Tuolangi 2+ into Scotty Drink into
Luch.
Luciano.
When Luch went over, I was like, I think we're here. Because that's all. I just need, once Luch is out of the way, those other ones were pretty much fucking. I mean, no one could predict 74 points, but when it was 40-0 at halftime and you've already got a Luch and a drink and one of your two lungies in the bag, you're like, this is fucking money for jam. And I had the fucking whole thing by like 10 minutes into the second half. Yeah.
Beautiful stuff. 27.40 is nice.
It's huge. That's the biggest bet of the season, I think.
I had my, I'm not getting a bet for the rest of the weekend when Chatty T early on got an inside ball and all he needed to do was back himself for 8 metres and he just kind of wigged out and ran around in a semicircle.
Why would you go Chatty T?
Dude, like when I was doing the sheet, I was like, oh, yeah.
Chatty T nearly got over though.
Yeah, but you have 74 rugby league points and
I didn't know I had 74 points when I'm putting the bet on. But Chatty T
What happened to the Cowboys at Leichhardt a month ago?
Yeah, got pumped.
Yeah, right. And so Cowboys been going pretty well lately? Yeah. So wouldn't there be redemption on the air?
Yeah.
Did you smell any redemption?
Because I smelt it.
I smelt it.
He smelt it. He came and smelled.
I can't even
So you guys predicted a 70-point.
Fucking oath I did.
Is that what you said last week?
I've got a Tuolangi hat trick in there,
I've
bro.
got 4 try scorers.
Yeah, look,
Anyway.
I was nearly there.
Look,
Chad just needed to back
on
himself.
The slide.
It's fine.
A kid on the slide.
Chatty T, awful.
Yep.
Sorry, mate. Broncos 24 defeat the Dolphins 16. Tavare, bang, baby.
Bad beat.
305.
Tavare's a fucking hog.
All centers are, mate. You got to live with it.
Sorry, but that is not like if I'm coaching the side, I go down to Valence after that and I go, bruh, if you fucking go yourself when your wing is open, I'm going to chop your head off. Metaphorically speaking,
you got to cut the centers out.
If you go yourself when your winger is open, and he did score, credit to Val, but he almost didn't score. Just like, bruh, we need tries, we need points, we need rugby league points.
Yeah, but everyone's, even when you play basketball in high school and you're like, I'm right under the thing and someone just gets a little whiff of just doing
I know.
Yeah,
the whiff is, that's the thing, you got to try and train it out of
I haven't played rugby league, so I can relate to it on a basketball level where you just you want that point yourself.
Did I have Isaaco 2+, so I was fucked anyway. That's all right.
And
I
you
take
tripled
it back
it.
balance.
You were listen. You need a good, honest fullback that's going to throw the cutout ball.
I thought I just went.
The centers won't pass it.
One.
No way.
Oh well.
Will not pass it. Knights 66 defeat Bulldogs to zip. Now this is a bad beat. 66 Knights points. Dommy doesn't score a single try.
I loved watching that.
Yeah.
Like what's doing?
I checked my app multiple times to be like, are you sure Dommy hasn't scored?
Yeah, I know. I was looking at it. This is insane.
I saw the score on the TV and I was like, who scored?
Insanity.
When they completely swapped the centres around for the Dogs, I knew that the Knights were just going to eat up that left-hand side.
You've got a little tone to your voice.
Yeah, I copped a boot to the throat last weekend, so I'm sounding a bit like Darren Lockyer.
Is that what happened? You got a boot to the throat?
Boot to the throat.
Also,
yeah.
Millie Boyle said you used to be a ground announcer. Is that true?
Yeah, that is true.
Can you give us
some with your hot voice?
I can't.
Yeah, just quickly, just do one.
No, I need to see a moment. I need to see a game. I actually made the Fox Sports article. Carmichael Hunt made his comeback from being out from AFL. Actually, played his first game for South, and I just made a remark about how, because the first grade coach told me not to name names because Quade Cooper and Carmichael were both playing. Said don't mention them. So when Carmichael Hunt ran on the field, I said, I think I'm coming out in number 25. I'm not too sure who he is, but he looks familiar, and it got a full article headline on it, and I was like,
really?
I've made it. I'm never going to be any more famous than I am right now.
Well,
Look
and
at me
then
now.
look at you now.
And then look at you, mate. Well done. That's
Well
exciting
done.
stuff.
Hot voice.
Seagulls defeat the Roosters 18-16.
Famous win. I don't care if I don't get anything on the Seagulls games as long as we win. As long as
Lot of red.
DCE.
Listen, I was
Best
almost going to
half
go.
in the
I was almost going to go a DCE double. Didn't. You
Shut
gotta live
the
with
fuck
it.
up.
You gotta live with it.
Shut up.
Live with the mistakes you made.
Again, you want to talk bad beats? If we go into the 10,000, when you get 66 rugby league points scored and Kalen doesn't get a single one of them at 215, that's a bad beat. And I think we can all agree.
Sure.
Yep.
Whatever. 10 into 10,000. Ponga, no. Tom let us down again. DWZ, Rando let us down. Sebbo and I obviously just fucking go on the big lift as usual. Kennedy, Carney P.
I wouldn't say as usual.
Well, as usual. You know what I mean? As usual.
I don't know about that.
Unit Scoopers, close but no cigar. Tom, 3 from 5 legs. I was 3 from 6. Seb, 2 from 4. Lippy, 1 from 4. Lippy suck at Unit Scoopers.
They suck at everything, mate.
Just putting that out there. We know the weekly leaderboard.
Well, you won the week. We didn't
Of
go
course.
through that,
No,
we?
we did. And I
did
won the
at the
week,
beginning.
obviously. And Seb came last
Yes.
again because he's on one of the great slides all time.
Overall leaderboard, Seb winning, Eddie second, me third, Libby last, obviously. Let's get into some bets, babies. All right, 5 games of rugby league this week. because of origin-affected rounds, this is the last one, I believe, that we have to deal with. I could be wrong. I haven't actually looked into it. That's a vibe thing, but fuck me, origin period takes a toll on the competition. Tigers v Sharks in a must-watch Thursday night clash. I smell a humping. I don't know about you. Tigers $9.25, Sharks $1.06. The line 21.5. The over/under 50.5 points. Rando.
I'm smelling a humping too here, boys. The Tigers, heavy outsiders, 9-1 to win. In the 6 games in the last 10 years, they have been $9 or more. They have lost 3 of them by 24 plus points. And the Sharks, we all know they're bottom 8 bullies, winning 13 of their last 14 games against bottom 4 sides, covering the line in 11 of those games. They've also won 9 of their last 10 games against the Tigers, so it all screams minus 21.5 here for Sharks. For try scorers, Willie Kennedy firms as the best pick. The Sharks fullback has scored in all 3 games he has played against the Tigers. He scored a hat-trick last time he played at Combank, and the fullback has scored 4 tries in the last 4 games against the Tigers.
That's horny news for me, ladies and gentlemen. This bet, I just want to start with me because I think this bet's fucking really good.
Start with you, mate.
I think this bet's really good. And when I saw the odds, I was like, that's fucking extreme. These are extreme odds. These are Triple X, Vin Diesel, jumping off like a bridge in a car sort of extreme with a parachute.
Revolution 99 or whatever the club was called.
Exactly. Yeah. Walking around in a fur coat in summer extreme. You know what I mean? With the tank top underneath, which sort of it doesn't make sense. Yeah. Are you cold? Are you hot? You're in a tank top, you're in a fur coat. That sort of extreme. Kennedy 2+, right? He scored a hattie, I think you said before. Fullbacks up to score. Kennedy. Talakai, I'm going back to the well. Again, if you've got a shit side here who's going to get pumped, Talakai's probably going to have a big and thick. Then Cam McInnes has been moved into the 13. He's coming in for the 13 because I think Finucane's out, or I don't know the fuck plays 13 for the Sharks, but he's in. So you go Kennedy 2+ Talakai McInnes. $104? 44 cents? And I'm just saying, look, if you're expecting a humping against the Tigers, it's not something that you'd expect in just a normal weekly game.
That seems high.
It seems
high. Yeah.
That seems suspiciously high.
I'll get it up because I don't want there to be any because it was suspiciously high for me. I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
I'm on the check now for you, mate.
I've got the fucking odds here, baby, so you can suck my balls. How about that? And that's boosted. It's not boosted fucking $40. Yesterday, Thursday, $7.50. Suck on those nuts. One of the great bets.
Jesus.
One of the great bets. If that comes off, that's a real nut.
That's a
nut sucker, that one.
That's a big difference.
Yeah.
$30.
You got to be in early. That's what fucking greatness is about. Sebbo, what are you doing?
Look, I'm going to take a bit of the philosophy of what I said before. When you see a mauling, like pick 4 or so guys, I don't have great odds for this, but it's somewhat guaranteed. I've got Mulatalo for 2. He did 2 last week. He scores 1 every other week. Katoa for 1 because he didn't get 1 last week, I believe, Rando. And every other back
don't worry about that. I was pissed off too, mate.
And then Nikora because he got 2 last week as well. So it's Mulatalo 2, Nikora, Katoa, 11 and 1 cent. It's not a lot, but I want at least double digits for a mauling because the Sharks are what? They don't have Finucane and that's it. And the Tigers just suck. So
that's the most pussy fucking mauling bet I've ever seen. Can I just say
I'll take double digits.
Yeah, but you got 4 try scorers for $11.
Yeah. It's a Mulatalo.
Yeah,
guaranteed.
But why don't you go for something? If it's a fucking mauling, get some
because
juicy
I
boys
prefer to
in
do
there.
the guaranteed thing. So I'm throwing in lures where it's like I know I can hook a fish on
was
this.
Chatty T
in a
guaranteed?
fucking bust up. It's like boom, boom, boom. You might be experimenting.
Was Chatty T a fucking guarantee?
Did I say he was a mauling multi? No.
Well, that was a mauling multi. It was just.
Now I've got the philosophy of mauling multis.
Okay,
as I said about 10 minutes ago, and at the beginning of this bet, I've changed my philosophy.
Okay.
Listen. Yeah, I think to get true value in this game without putting in a McInnes who's probably scored once in the last 5 years, then
he scored 2 games ago.
Bang!
What did I say? Once in the last 5 years?
No.
Well, how many games was it before that?
Shit, my pants are.
Get the stats up. So I've just gone. You know what? I don't want to put fucking 5 or 6 try scores in here to get $20. Like it's too much going on. I'm just going to go with what I think is fucking guaranteed. Kennedy 2+, I'm feeling very confident about. He can score and bang, bang, bang quickly. And then into a Mulatalo 733. Like you take 733 for something that's fucking guaranteed. You do.
Well,
You just do.
Mulatalo is 100% guaranteed unless he gets
Kennedy
injured.
gets one easily.
Well, I don't know if you can say 100% guaranteed there, guys.
Jeez, I reckon
don't
you
know.
fucking just about can.
I don't know
I reckon
whether
you just
legally
about
you
can.
can. I think legally you can't. So I'm just going to say no. As close to guaranteed as you would.
As
my
close.
opinion. In my opinion.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
100% guaranteed. 733.
And then the Lippy.
Mulatalo 2+, Nicara 686.
Boring. All boring,
just
except
boring.
mine, because I find value. Eels Warriors, Combank Stadium, formerly Bank West, steepest stadium in the land. The Eels.
Aren't we
2/3.
dragging?
You're missing the
Oh, I
Dragons.
skipped it.
Raiders.
Sorry. Rattled by my numbers. Dragons Raiders win stadium. Not the steepest stadium in the land. Let that be known. $3.90 for the Dragons, $1.26 for the Raiders. 11.5 is the line. Over under 45.5. Monsieur Corbet, what's up?
Obviously, the origin period means that the Dragons will be without Ben Hunt. They have lost their last 9 games without Hunt, 6 of which have been by a margin of 13+ points. However, you do have the Raiders who like to test the pulse rates of their supporters. Their biggest win all year has only been by 8 points, and they haven't won a Friday night game by 13+ since 2020. I kind of want to take Dragons plus 11.5, maybe boost that up to plus 20.5. The line for try scorers, Matt Feeney, he is leaking 23 tries in his 13 games for the Dragons this year. So the Raiders will test out the left edge defence. That's looking at the right side for Canberra. Matt Tomoko has scored in each of his last 2 games. He scored last time out against the Dragons, and the right centre has crossed in the last 3 games against the Dragons too. So he's good value at 270.
Lovely. Edward, what are you thinking, buddy? I really want to know. A penny for your thoughts.
A penny for my thoughts?
Yes.
Listen, Origin sides came out on Monday. There was some eyebrows raised, I think it's probably fair to say. Some question marks over the decision, some question marks over the omissions, Tom. One notable omission, Huddy Young, the Maitland kid that could, who I thought went pretty fucking well. I think unfairly dropped. I think having a great season, scoring a fuckload of tries. I just get the sense that he looks at this outfit, the Dragon side, and goes, you know what? It's time to go fuck you, the lot of ya. Freddie, fuck you. Dragons, fuck you. Fuck everyone except the Raiders and except Ricky Stewart. Just a Huddy double.
Okay.
Huddy double on the air, 750. That's all I want. Get in there, Huddy. If he scores one early, oh, baby.
It's a fuck you bet.
Fucking oath it is. 750, Huddy Young, 2+. Fuck the lot of ya.
Sebbo.
I was going to go Huddy and Rapiner. I'm keeping Huddy, but Rappiner's such like a 2015 bet, I feel. And now that Rando's given me a bit of a stats around Tomoko, I'm kind of getting in that Rando guru kind of like new age center, new stats, because I'm back here now. Like, you know what I mean? I need to adapt to the times and get around some of the new guys. Not that Tomoko's new, but he's pretty new in the try scoring like racket, isn't he? So I'm adding him in 565.
Okay, so that's Huddy and
Timoko, yeah.
Sweet. I've been getting a lot of success. I've been having a lot of success with my mate Albert Hopperwadi. Is that right, Albert? He's been doing the damn thing for me the last few weeks, and other players maybe letting me down. In fact, I had a successful bet with him and Manu maybe 2 weeks ago, and then last week, obviously, Brimo preparing for Origin fucked me. But I'm just going Hopper 2+ here. Dragons suck. He's fast. He's young. Again, this is new age try scoring we're looking at, Sebbo. And so I'm thinking in the new age of new age try scorers, Hopper 2+ at 580, I think's worth just a little nib. Just a little nib. I'm not doing anything crazy. There's no triple stake in here. It's just
buy rounds.
Nah, it's just a nib at 2+ for Hopper, 580.
I don't hate it. Hopper's been, you've been getting Hoppers
You like
too.
your Hopper. You got a good
I do.
relationship.
I've got a
with
good
him.
relationship with Hopper at the moment. I do. And I think that maybe is because in a past life I was Mormon. And so, like, you know, I'm able to sort of connect with him.
Yep.
We moved to the Lippy, and he's got Huddy Young, Timoko, and unders, 1586. What was that, unders? 45.5?
45 for a Dragon.
Yeah, I know. It's
So expecting Raiders to score like 40.
The Raiders have been leaking. They've been all basically over 45.
They're just
points
sides
lately.
that can be
Yeah.
shit. I
Yeah.
think that's sort of where that in my
Last
mind.
5 games for the Dragons has gone over as well.
Yeah. All right, we move on. We press on. Eels Warriors, Combank Stadium, Kneebank West. Eels 230, Raiders $1.62. The line is 4.5. Over under 43.5. Rando, what's up?
Well, it's basically the milestone match this weekend. You got 6 players celebrating milestones. SJ 200 for the Wires, Dylan Walker 200, AFB 150, Egan 100. On the other side of the fence, you got Sebbo 100 and Eddie's former fling, Will Penasini, celebrating his 50th match. Obviously, the big outs, though, for Para, Guffo, and Moses. When you add in Brown to that list, those 3 players have contributed to 85% of the Eels' tries, either scoring them or assists. So the Eels might be lacking points. The Warriors' defence has been up for the task in recent weeks. They've also won their last 3 away games, so I do like the Warriors here. For try scorers, I know Sebbo is playing his 100th and is juicy at $2, but I am refraining from him because the para halves couldn't find the edges last time out against Manly. So I am taking the Warriors winger Marcelo Montoya on the left. The Eels right edge have leaked 31% of their tries. The left winger has scored 7 tries in the last 7 games against the Eels, and Montoya has scored in his last 2 against Para. He's $2.20, which is pretty good value.
We like that. We like that. I wake up this morning with Montoya on the mind. I just did. Marcelo on the mind. And I love coming in with a player on the mind that Rando just juices up for me. Makes me fucking get really pretty turned on, to be honest. So Marcelo goes in, and Shawnee Johnson, 200 games? Yeah, fucking oath. Little bit of value. I'm not going to go any Eels try scorers this week because I'm not a fucking idiot. Do that at your own peril. I know it's Will Penasini's 50th, and I know that we had a fling. We've had some romps, but, bruh, who's giving you the ball? You know what I mean? You need the ball to score. So,
jeez, you're real. I didn't think you were having romps. I thought you guys were going steady. Now you just pretend like you were never fucking anything.
Petty X.
Listen,
you're a playboy.
Listen, I've been.
Are you a fuckboy, dude?
Listen, if you go on a bloke, right? You try to date someone, they stand you up 3 days in a row, 3 dates in a row. You move on.
Okay, right, yeah, he did actually stand.
Fucking oath he did. You got short memories. SJ Montoya, 758.
Sebbo, what are you doing?
Look, I'm not going Eels, obviously, as well, with all the spine out. I'm going to Wires win. DWZ for a bit of redemption because, he's on fire. He missed one last week. And then going to Jobber. And I didn't know it was his 100, was it Wadey Egan, 100th? Like, I've never been on Wadey, and sometimes, your Canes, your Undertakers, your Stone Colds are good, but you got your Billy Kidmans and those guys around, and Wadey Egan, to me, is just a jobber. So I'm getting on him because I remember he went on a try-scoring run about 5 games in a row to start the year, never got him there, knew he'd come off the boil, did come off the boil, now I'm back on him, 6.29.
Okay. I've also gone SJ in the 200th game. We're also hotly pursuing him to come on the podcast. So if you happen to be watching this, SJ, come on the podcast, you dog. And I say it respectfully. So I'm on SJ.
Nice.
But I'm also throwing in Chansey because I think it's going to be a bit of a humping. And I like Chansey. So I'm going to go Chansey and SJ. There's nothing to it. There's nothing too fancy. There's nothing too crazy. And it's going to get you $10.06. So it's a real... again, listen. I wouldn't follow me on this one. I wouldn't follow me on this one. It's a vibe one. It's also a rushed one because Daddy's got somewhere to be this morning.
Well, incorrect. Daddy was up watching fucking Narcos.
Well, Daddy was up watching Narcos, forgot to put his bets on, and then he has to be somewhere this morning. Rabbitohs, Bulldogs. Do we go Lippy? Do we say what he's doing?
No, we didn't go the Lippy.
Lippy, Warriors -4.5. AFB, first, second or third try score at 12.73.
Not bad.
Did we skip the Lippy the bet before as well? Might have.
No. I read it.
We got
Dude,
him.
do you think that's a good bet for AFB first, second, or third?
I just think that's not a good bet.
That's not a good
But
bet.
the Eels
slipping.
The
You
Eels
lost your
middle,
mind.
they don't have RCGs. Paulo playing?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I thought he would be in Origin, but I thought without the middle that it would be weak. That's why I went a little weighty as
Noah
well.
Blake doesn't score many tries. So
No,
first, second,
for
or third.
12.73.
He scored like first twice this season, hasn't he, Rando?
Yeah, I'm checking it up now. He actually has.
Warriors -4.5 and add in first, second or third for 12.73 is not a good bet.
He scored more first tries than AJ this year.
How many?
There you go.
That's
How
interesting.
many is that?
AJ hasn't scored a first try this year.
You should put him on. You should put him. Oh no, that's the Lippy.
All right, Rabbitohs, Dogs.
AFB first try scorer. There's some breadcrumbs for you.
breadcrumbs
There's some
there.
breadcrumbs
There's some
right
breadcrumbs
there.
right there. That's Breadcrumb City. I will be on it. Rabbitohs, Bulldogs, of course, stadium, shittest stadium in the country. The Rabbitohs $1.53, Bulldogs $2.50, line 4.5. That line is ridiculous after the fucking hump.
Yeah, but everyone's out.
True, actually.
Like,
that's
the
true.
whole-
Cody
basically
Walker
the whole
and shit's out
Rabbitohs
as well,
side's
aren't
not
they?
playing.
Over under 43.5, Rando, go.
A lot of outs, as you mentioned, for the Bunnies this week, but after what the Dogs dished up on Sunday, I doubt it would matter. The Dogs have failed to cover the line in 7 of the last 8 games they have played following being kept to 0, and they have also lost the last 5 games against the Bunnies by 5+ points. For try scorers, bit of a smoky here, but I'm looking at Lachlan Ilias. Common theme that I've mentioned before on the show is that halfbacks love to score against the Dogs. Even Jackson Hastings got in, and he had scored 4 tries in 79 games before last week. He went over for a double. Now the halfback is the 3rd highest scorer against the Dogs. On top of that, Ilias is partnered with Dean Hawkins this weekend, and he has scored in every game he has played with Dean at NRL level in those 2 games. So I am taking Lachlan Ilias as a fellow Greek.
I don't hate that.
I'm taking it. I'm just taking it clean. 425. Like, I went the wingers, but then I don't know if they're going to get the ball. Lockie Ilias, over $4 is pretty good.
I also
Greek
just
bet.
like a rugby league player called Dean Hawkins. I just like it. I'm not going to get on him. I just wanted Dean to know that I like his name. I'm going Milne 2+. Why? Because it's a buy round bet. Like, does Tane Milne score a lot of tries? I don't know. He's a centre, and centres don't like to pass the fucking ball. So for $17 for Milne to score 2 against the Dogs, who suck, it's sort of one where I'm going, fuck it, buy round, see what happens.
How's he $17 for a centre? That's
what I'm
pretty crazy.
finding
For 2 tries.
And so's Taz.
Finding value everywhere, guys. It's because their halves are shit, and well, not their halves, but they're expecting.
Tass 17, but yeah, Tass doesn't have Cody Walker, sure, but yeah, I guess Milne's
Tane
on.
Milne $17. I'm getting on it right now.
He's
It's
still
before
on
those odds blow out.
fucking Lockie Ilias' side, right? Tane Milne. So then,
Yeah.
it's not like
Dude, it's a good bet. I'm finding value this week. We can all acknowledge it. That's okay.
$17 for a centre to score 2 is pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll give you that.
Thank you very much. Edward?
This game does not excite me in the fucking slightest. The entire Rabbitohs side basically out on Origin duty. The Bulldogs are absolutely fucking appalling. So where do you go? Well, I don't really know, to be honest. AJ, because he scores a lot, and Karaz, because if anyone's going to score for the Dogs, he's probably the guy. Put them together, 394.
Is it fair to say this is a don't follow me bet?
This is 100,000% a don't follow me bet. If you want to be put to sleep, bored to death, follow my bet.
Yeah.
Boring as batshit.
Yeah.
But so's the game. I don't have any time for it. I've got to be honest with you. No time at all.
No time. The Lippy Preston anytime 460. Thank you to the Lippy for your awful contribution. Hudson. Dolphins. Dolphins.
Hudson's bets are boring.
Hudson's. Yeah, let's just. Yeah, I'm. You know what?
Let's not gloss over
No,
that.
let's not. Hudson and not Huddy. You're not Huddy here. You're not Huddy
He's
Young.
not betting like Huddy Young.
No, he's not, dude.
And if he was to bet the way that Huddy plays,
Mate, look at this.
I'd be aroused.
Shit. Fucking let's go back to that. Warriors -4.5, adding first, second, or third. Hudson, what the fuck are you talking about? And then Preston anytime is like whatever, but like 460, and they've got no one. Well, you got Toby Sexton now, which should change everything.
Is he there now?
I think so.
Yeah,
dude.
right.
I think so. Is Cole Flanagan playing?
Yeah, I think he's on the
Bench?
He's on the reserves list at least.
14. So is it Burton and Sexton. Where's that Oluwapu? Is he injured or is he just dropped?
They've been the great underperformers of the year.
They've had a lot of injuries. I do feel bad for them. They've
I
had a
feel
fair
bad
few
for
injuries. But like,
They were great value at like $2.50 to miss the 8 earlier at the start of the year.
Oh, fuck
They were never going to make the 8 this
no,
year.
they weren't.
I tell you what, mate. Whoever had the Dragons to get the spoon, we're alive and well.
Yeah, I think I did. I can't remember.
The Tigers are just going to... We all did Dragons, but I think the Tigers are going to be the thing that fucks us.
Yeah, Tigers
Like-
could fuck us, but Dragons could still fuck us.
Yeah.
The thing that's more underwhelming than like both those sides is Hudson's bets so far, and I think it's worth just acknowledging that.
Well, it's worth
acknowledging that these bets are fucking awful.
That's exactly right.
Titans Dolphins last game of the round, Seabus Super Stadium. The Titans $1.70, the Fish $2.15, line 2.5 over under 49.5 points. Rando.
It's going to be a dry, sunny day on the Gold Coast, which remain good running rugby. Another tough.
Good run rugby league.
Good running rugby league. Sorry, my bad. Another tough game to tip, but some of the key stats that I'm going to hold on to is that the Titans have won their last 12 games at home as the favourite, and they've won the last 4 day games played on the Goldie. For try scorers, AKP is like $1.48. I think his other winger, Philip Sammy, at $1.96 is overs. The Phins have been terrible on their left edge of late. They've let in 13 tries in the last 4 games. Sammy has scored in 3 of his last 4 games and has scored in 4 of his 5 games that he's played with Jaden Campbell playing at fullback. So Jaden Campbell loves to go down the right-hand side. I think Sammy's great value here at $1.96.
Interesting.
Also, AKP hasn't scored without David Fafita on the field.
There you go.
There you go.
Listen, I'm going to go with the Dolphins this week with the fish. Titans have got some big outs. Tino, Fafita, AJ. And I know the Dolphins haven't been going that well. I understand that. But
Fodawaker, is he Titan as well?
Yeah, he's out. Yeah.
Fodawaker. So, you know, it's ripe for the picking for the Dolphins. If they can't get the fucking job done here, you may as well pack it up and go home. So I'm going the Dolphins. Tavaro again because he doesn't like to pass the ball, but he's also a big, thick presence. And I like a big thickie that doesn't pass it. Just pin the ears back and have a crack. And over 80 minutes, he's likely to cross the chalk. That's my thinking. Then
Pin him back and have a crack?
Pin him back and have a crack, Tom. It's an age-old classic. Now, I'm also looking for a player that reeks of bye-round try scoring. And Ray Stone just keeps popping up for me.
Stoney.
Ray Stone reeks of a buy-round fucking meat pie. And when you put all that together, punters and jibbers, you get 19 and 8 cents. And I think that's pretty reasonable value.
I like your bet here because that also, like, your reasoning's all rhymed. You pin him back and have a crack, and then Stone, when it's a buy, likes a try. At 1908, you throw in the fish in there.
You gotta love Stoney.
That's a buy round bet if ever I've seen it.
It reeks
That's
of it,
a
doesn't it?
fucking.
You put that up round one, you get shot.
No, you get shot. I in the green room before the show was basically saying how after Valence fucked me on the weekend, I'll never bet on him again, and then I talked myself into getting on him for 2 or more tries, 750. So.
Well, you're only annoyed because he didn't pass it to Osaka on the weekend, but that's all the more reason to follow him.
That's exactly right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that he's just going to pin him back and have a crack.
Fucking pin him back and have a crack.
Yeah, but then I'm also wondering whether like Wayne goes, "Hey, bro, you got to stop pinning him back."
I don't reckon. I reckon he wants him to play because that's not the Wayne way. He goes, "What are you good at?"
Pinning him back.
Pin him back. Well,
Have a crack.
well then pin him back and have a crack. That's what he'll say to him.
That's a fair point. Seb?
I had Carney P, but I've taken him out because Fafita's out thanks to Randos' stat, and he was like $1.40. I've gone to Zarko and Campbell. I am jealous of, your Tafares and your Stonies and stuff like that, but I just want to go some classic guys in buy-round footy. Campbell, he'll be playing fullback?
Yeah, he'll be playing fullback.
And Zarko, $4.96. I'm so tempted to Control-C, Control-V Stoney.
Do it! You pussy. Your bet's boring as fuck.
Yeah, I'm Control-V, Control-C, Stoney. Yeah.
That's a funner bet.
Like, I don't
There's
know.
a part of me that wanted to steal it as well.
Like Stoney's like send out for the Eels when he like tore his hammy scoring that
He
try.
did his fucking ACL and still
then
scored a try.
You go to fucking Brad Arthur's press conference and he's got that serious face. He's like, oh, the boys love Stoney. And like the way he says Stoney with the Brad Arthur, I'm like, oh, Stoney's just a classic.
Stoney's
He's from
a bad
Mittagong.
man. Is he?
Yeah, he's a Mittagong boy.
Oh, shit. Southern Highlands. Shout out to Ray Stone. Listen, they breed him tough down there.
Fucking oath.
Not me, not Seb, but Ray Stone.
Well, not everyone.
Not everyone.
But some of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Hindmarsh is from that part.
Hindmarsh, and that's probably all I can think of.
Well, 2 tough cunts.
Now,
Lippy,
Hardy.
Tavare, anytime. Jaden Campbell, under 49.5, 16.58. I've seen worse bets.
I actually don't mind that bet. That's his best
Yeah.
bet. That's his best bet for sure. 16.58, 49.5. Except it is Gold Coast on Gold Coast.
49, yeah, but they're missing for a lot of points. It's a fuckload
It is
of
a
points.
lot of points.
It's like his bets aren't good, but he has put thought into them. I will say that. They're not mindless bets.
No.
They're not mindless.
He wants to have a crack. So, look, we're good luck to him, you know? Good luck to him. But he sucks.
Not doing a Brandy and Freddie. You know when Brandy always tries to explain anything about their origin selections, I always think he looks like a guy playing Monopoly who only has who won't buy Mayfair, only buy like stations and stuff, and try why wouldn't you buy the greens? And it's like, well, you don't know if you're going to get all 3. Yeah, but like you're going to have to fucking.
You're going to get one of them if you want to get any of them, right? Yeah.
You're going to be able to need to negotiate later. Well, you don't know that, but the stations secure.
Yeah. Dude, their fucking justifications have been so infuriating. Dude, did you hear on NRL 360 last night? Well, like it must have been in a Freddie press conference that Freddie went through and found every single time that Josh Addo-Carr and was mentioned, like in the World Cup last year, that the journalist mentioned Josh Addo-Carr being left out of Origin and now being picked for Australia, and he's like, there's an agenda against me and against New South Wales.
God.
25 times. He goes, 25 times there were articles that linked Josh Addo-Carr being left out of Origin to me, and everyone's like, and Tears Crawley goes, you know what the bigger problem is? Was the New South Wales coach got time to go and look that up? And I'm like,
In camp.
Great fucking point.
In
Crawley.
camp.
Well, I don't know if he did in camp or whether he did it over, but like, what
The reason it was linked to Origin is because
you left him out.
You left him out.
And then he got picked for Australia.
What are we talking about? You left Jake Trbojevic out. I'm sure there was a couple of articles about that going, what the fuck? You leave the heart and soul out of the side.
Anyway.
Very odd stuff.
Psychotic.
It hasn't been fun to watch the absolute deterioration.
Of the state.
Yeah, I remember about
Capitulation of the
3
state.
years ago, everyone was hailing Freddie, a genius, for teaching the boys to wait till the microwaves finished its timer before pulling the food out. Remember? And everyone was like, genius, like he's teaching them discipline. Like, and I'm not making this up. This was literally a thing where it's like, boys, like,
Fuck, we missed that.
I missed that one.
I made 100%. It was like, because everyone does it at home. We reheating bolognese. Maybe there's like 10 seconds left. You pull it out, and there was this big thing about teaching them discipline.
Why?
Just
Just wait the extra 10 seconds. Okay, wow.
genius.
Yeah, well, we probably need more of that. Maybe he's gone away from that.
I think he has gone away from it.
We'll get to Randos, Hot Boys, and Bet of the Week in a second, but let's get to UFC 290. We've got the great man, Alexander Volkanovski, defending his featherweight title against Yair Rodriguez. We've also then got the co-main event, which is Brandon Moreno versus Pantoja. That is the
Flyweight.
world
Flies.
title. And then Bobby Knuckles, Robert Whittaker against Dracus Duplessis, the South African. I'm just going to go through all my bets, and then you go through it. We'll just do all of them. I've got Volk KO at 375. I've got Moreno submission because fucking I don't know what's going to happen here, and I don't know Pantoja at all, so $11 seems juice. And then I've got Whittaker decision against Duplessis. Whittaker hasn't lost to anyone not called Israel Adesanya since 2014.
Yep.
Dracus is good, but I don't think he's that good. Whittaker's fucking great, and I think Whittaker dominates him. I'd actually like to see Whittaker knock him the fuck out, but I think it'll be a decision. That's me. Eddie, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm on a very similar train of thought. Whittaker is going to pound Duplessis, I think. It's only 3 rounds as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
I just think in that time he wins all 3 rounds, gets the decision, and on we go. $3 I take for that as well. I think that's reasonable value for Whittaker. I think he's houses here. Pantoja and Moreno. Listen, is it going to shock anyone that I don't take a great deal of interest in the flyweights? I know that Pantoja's beaten Moreno twice in their career. One was exhibition, one was in the UFC. They're both good on the ground. I'm just going to go Pantoja decision just for a bit of value, $4.50. And Volk. I reckon Volk goes out there and makes a statement. A lot of people going, Rodriguez, toughest opponent of his career. I feel like they say that every fucking time he fights in the featherweight division, to be honest. Still not getting the respect he deserves. I just think it's another guy he goes out there and fucking beats the shit out of. I can see the ref calling this. He doesn't necessarily knock him out cold, but I think the ref goes, bro, you've had enough. 375, Volk KO, TKO.
Sabat.
Someone who knows nothing. I'm going Volk points. Then Pantoja, is that how I pronounce it?
I believe so.
Subby round 2, $15. I like a subby round 2 for someone I don't know, but that name Pantoja has a bit of subby about it. $15. And then Whittaker, round 3, KO. Look, it looks like the thing is to do points, but as someone who's got no fucking idea about UFC and tunes in basically just to see their bets, you want to see a knockout, right? Mm-hmm. So at least one of them. So I took the Volk points. Whittaker knockout, round 3, $9.
Love it. Love it. Love it. And then our friend Nicky Boy Hudson, he's gone Volk on points, Moreno on points, Whittaker on points. Boring shit. But obviously all of that could happen. Very much could happen.
It's not unlikely.
It's not unlikely at all. Now,
in fact, they're all favourites.
It's very smart. Rando, Hot Boys, and Bet of the Week.
I'll start with the bet of the week, and I am taking two of the top try scorers in the NRL at the moment. Micah Sebbo, first up, game 100, scored in all 4 games against the Warriors, so I do like him there. And AJ, he scored in each of his last 7 games against the Dogs, and the Dogs have conceded a try to a left winger in each of their last 5 games. Put Sebbo and AJ together, you're getting $3.04. On to the Hot Boy Smoothie, 5 games, 5 try scorers, starting with Will Kennedy, scored in all 3 games v the Tigers. Fullback has scored 4 tries in the last 4 games against the Tigers. Then I got Matt Tomoko there. The right centre has scored in the last 3 games against the Dragons. Matt Feeney leaking tries left, right and centre. Marcelo Montoya, chuck him in. He scored in his last 2 v the Eels, and the left winger scored 7 tries in the last 7 games against Para. Then I've got AJ, as I mentioned before, scored in each of his last 7 games v Dogs. Left winger scored in each of the last 5 games against Dogs as well. And to finish, Philip Sammy, right edge attacker, has scored 13 tries in the last 4 games against the Phins, and Sammy has scored in 4 of the 5 games Jaden Campbell has played at fullback this year. You put them all together, you're getting $32.79.
Beautiful. That bet will be available to follow in the About Even group because Rando puts his shit in there all the time. Let's get to our unit scooper then, 10 to 10,000. What do you reckon, fellas?
Love it, mate.
Sebbo, you go first.
Look, I am going. I like the odds here, and I like the bet. That philosophy I said earlier about spotting maulings, and especially maulings during origin periods with teams that don't really have anyone missing. That's Sharks and that's Warriors. I'm going Mulatalo and Katoa to score 2, as well as DWZ to score 2. Now that's $50.86. Like the Sharks Dragons game could be Tigers game could be another 70-0 thing, and then the Eels don't have anyone. And the DWZ wants to come back and he's owed 1, so it's really just him getting 1 in there. $50.86. I think that's the best unit scooper I've done to this day.
Sure.
I don't hate it.
DWZ 2+ could be.
That could be your undoing.
Against
Katoa,
the Eels. I mean,
because the thing is that Sharks Katoa?
Yeah.
The problem is with these with humpings, they tend to just keep going down one side. They don't share the love on both wings.
Yeah, but Nico, the beauty about the Sharks is that you've got Nico on the right and then you've got the left, which is humming. So it's not like a South where you got Cody, Trell and all those boys and then like Lockie Ilias. So like...
That was rude to you fucking...
Well, like Katoa didn't score last weekend.
I know, he was the only one who didn't.
Did you see my point?
Yeah, I see your point, but 2 wingers. It's like I think it's going to be over 50 points, and so how many?
4 tries between those 2 wingers.
4 tries out of the 10 tries that I think are going to be scored.
Best you've ever done. Wow.
Tigers have about
For
the same
$50.
stats. Yeah.
For $50, I think. If that was, $20, it's terrible, but
well,
$50.
Like Katoa's opposite winger, Junior Tupou, he's leaked 20 tries in 13 games this season. So, I mean, but that was the same stat for fucking Feeney last week, and we saw what happened there. So, hopefully it gets to him. Hopefully it gets to Katoa.
I hope it doesn't. And my Ackeye Bowl here got Willie Kennedy to score, Rapana to score. That's a bit of a, after we had all that shit talking about Rapana, now I'm like, is that breadcrumb good or is that bad? But Rapana's in there. Chansey for the Warriors. Tyron Munro to score in back-to-back in his first 2 games of rugby league. I'd like that. Guru said he could be anything. Should have been on him last week. I wasn't. I'm doing a bit of an Oliver Twist here, but it's not because I didn't get him first time, but you get what I'm saying. And then Tessie New for the Titans. You chuck all them into a nice little Ackeye Bowl. You get 51-57. I think it's better than Seb's, but that's all right. Edward?
I've got a mini Azaki, half Azaki. Don't know what that's called.
Not Azaki, that's for sure.
Exactly. But it's basically lines, 4 of them. Sharks minus 21.5. I think that's going to be biblical. Dragons plus 11.5 because the Raiders, at least from my memory, I can't remember the last time they humped. They win games, but they're all pretty tight.
You just need to win by fucking 2 tries though for that bet to.
Yeah, you go. I went back for fairway, and there's a lot of like 2-point wins, 1-point wins, big losses.
What Randos say the max was like 8 points. The Raiders are won by.
Yeah, that's their biggest win
this season.
Yeah.
They love letting sides back in.
Yeah,
bro.
they
It's
do.
crazy.
So I'm taking Dragons plus 11.5, Warriors minus 4.5, and Dolphins plus 2.5. 13.03.
He's trying to get you there.
I am.
Those odds,
Make no apologies for
No,
it.
mate, no apology necessary. And to sign off from our good friend Nicky Hudson of Saved My Life fame, Adam Hadwin T10, Mulatalo, Nicola Valance, and Carney P anytime, 34.19. That's dribbly.
10 to 10,000. I'm Friday night. I've got Albert Hopewadi, $1.94. Tommy or Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Rando's got AJ.
Yep.
That'd be Alex Johnson, I believe, $1.52.
I'm just getting.
So my Sunday,
Yep.
easy.
Well, you can go.
I'll go
yourself.
Zarko.
And I'll go Willie Kennedy on the Thursday night.
Perfect.
$1.83. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's us, punters and dribblers. Thanks again for tuning in. We very much appreciate your time and your ears and your eyes and your hearts and your minds. Shout out to Neds, obviously, for their support. Really appreciate it. Couldn't do it without you. The About Even page, the About Even group is in the Neds app. Dribblers, the secret passcode. Always gamble responsibly, punters and dribblers. This is a bit of fun. Don't take the piss. Don't do anything fucking stupid. Enjoy yourselves. Bye-bye.